How does it feel year in and year out watching these competitions?
Well, every year it gets better and better. When we originally started, we didn't have very many teams. It was 18 years ago. Today, you got 14 teams and almost 200 wrestlers. And the competitions on every team has gone up. The level of skill has gone up so much that the winner of this year's tournament could be anybody. Yesterday, going into the final rounds, the spread between 5th place and 1st place was only 11 points. That's phenomenal.
So, Coach, can you speak to sort of how the weekend as a whole is important for these wrestlers and the architecture of the whole weekend, which involves a Shabbaton in New Jersey and having really, really amazing speakers speak to these guys and why that's important?
Yeah, this weekend's very important for all these wrestlers because it's the only time, you go to all the different states where you have these programs. Some states like Illinois, Georgia.
Sorry to interrupt. The first period ends with a score of 0-0. Continue, Coach.
They don't have other yeshivas that they could wrestle. And even in the New York metropolitan area where you do, there's challenges on the type of program you can have, how many times a week you could practice, how much time you could put into it. So everybody's usually competing against public schools, and this is the first time they compete against other kids that have the same challenges for their wrestling program that they do. And they come here, and we run it pretty classy. And this is the Yeshiva High School Championships. That's what it is. You win this, you're the best in the yeshiva world.
What do you foresee being the future of this tournament as time goes on? Obviously, it's grown a lot, but, they've been, for the last 10, 11 years, it's pretty much been Ida, Crown, and Frisch. But now we're seeing some new powers emerge, like TABC and SAR, and even Kushner's done a lot better this year. And Atlanta's always, despite their numbers, has also been a threat in the score. So how do you feel about that? Like, where do you think the tournament's going to go from here, looking forward?
Well, as is happening this year, I foresaw many years ago that you wouldn't have teams like Ida, Crown, and Frisch running everything anymore. That eventually, instead of having 13 guys winning to take the tournament, you'll only need about 5 because there's going to be so many good wrestlers from other schools. And we're still growing. Next year, I hope to have maybe 3 more schools. So as we grow, the competition gets stiffer and stiffer. The guys come out knowing more and better, and it becomes a higher class tournament.
Both me and Amichai here have wrestled for your YU, as well as the other broadcasters are going to be on shortly. Do you think that this is, in a lot of ways, a recruiting tool not only for the university and the admissions department of YU to get kids to come here to college in New York, but also for you to get future wrestlers into the Shiva wrestling room?
Oh, absolutely. Without this tournament, I don't think YU could have a wrestling program. The state of wrestling in the United States suffered tremendously from Title IX. A lot of schools that YU used to wrestle, dropped their wrestling programs. And the only ones left are tough schools. So it's very difficult to have a walk-on and teach him from scratch today. It doesn't matter where you are. You have to have had high school experience. So without this tournament, we don't have any high school experience.
It's true. It's true. What do you think of this match so far, as Jeremy Swear of Ida Crown has opened up a 6-2 lead against his MTA opponent?
In this tournament?
Yeah, this tournament as a whole.
I think
this year
the amazing team in this year's tournament has been SAR, undoubtedly. SAR with the new program, comes from, I don't know what they were, 9th or 10th or whatever they were last year, to fighting for number 1 this year.
It's a pretty remarkable story there. Unfortunate finish for Jeremy Swears. He had the lead in the second, but he got thrown at the beginning of the third and was pinned. A victory for Kurlanitskik of MTA.